What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and today I'm going to be giving my way too early predictions for the Colts schedule from week 5 to week 8. Now, before I get into it, if you're new, please click that subscribe button. It would help a lot if you do so. We crossed 300 subscribers today, so thank you very much for helping us get there. I greatly appreciate it. Also, click the bell icon so you're notified when video goes up, as well as when we go live on here. If you like the video, smack the like button. Let me know in the comments below on what you think the Colts record is going to be from week 5 to week 8. And also let me know, what do you think their overall record is going to be from week 1 to week 8? So we have some very difficult matchups in this game. This is not an easy stretch at all. We got the Baltimore Ravens, then we play Houston, then we got the 49ers, and then we finish off with the Titans. Now, look, 3 of those matchups are at least going to be very difficult. Could be all 4, depending on what happens and situations and whatnot. But the 3 of the 4 matchups are going to be really difficult. So I want to get into the Baltimore matchup first. And this is going to be a tough game. It's at Baltimore. It's Monday night, prime time, Carson Wentz versus Lamar Jackson. So, look, Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's got more receivers now. That receiving core has improved greatly by adding Bateman there, who I honestly think is going to be a stud. And then obviously they added Sammy Watkins, which if he can stay healthy is going to be a very good piece for them. Their defense is always good. Patrick Queen is a monster. It's a very good defense. Their run game is pretty good too, and they got a good coaching staff. They're overall one of the better teams we're going to play on this schedule. If not, quite possibly, they could be the best team that we play on schedule, depending on how things play out. But for me, I look at the game, and I kind of think of last season as well, because I feel like they got better, but not like by a lot. The Colts had that game in the first half last year. It's just they didn't show up in the second half, and Lamar Jackson just went off, and Baltimore went off and went crazy, and then Baltimore won, which, you know what? They earned the win. They played great in that second half. They played great in the game all around. It's just Indy decided, you know what? We're fine. Let's take the L here. So obviously, I think that's going to change. I wanted Baltimore in the playoffs last year because I felt like we were, good enough to where we can match up well against them and maybe grab the win. Now, for me, however, I look at this season, and really it all comes down to, is Carson Wentz who we think he is? That's really what it's going to come down to in games like this. If Carson Wentz is what I expect Carson Wentz to be, we're going to be fine. However, if he's not, hopefully, some of our backups can come in and do well. But I don't think it's going to get to that. For me, I think we're well balanced enough to where we will get the win here. It's all about containing Lamar Jackson. If we can contain Lamar Jackson, I feel like we can get the win here. Eric Fisher coming back would be pretty big too, but I hope he's healthy enough to where he can play really well. If he's not at that point, I would honestly let Sam Tevi play until we feel like Eric Fisher is ready to go and he's going to be impactful immediately. I don't want to rush him into it. I hope they don't rush him into it, but still, for me, that's a pretty big factor because he's a really good left tackle. He's a better left tackle than Sam Tevi. I think Sam Tevi would agree with that. But I feel like our run game is going to be a big factor in this game. I trust our receiving core to where they can give Carson Wentz an opportunity to beat out the secondary there. So that's going to be good. And also, I believe the Colts secondary is good enough to contain the Baltimore Ravens receivers. I believe they absolutely can. Now, obviously, you got your Mark Andrews and, like I said, Bateman's, but still, I truly believe the Colts have a good enough defense in the secondary to where they can contain those receivers. I do believe that. Now, if the receiving core was like a Kansas City or a Tampa Bay, maybe different. However, I don't think Baltimore's there yet. Maybe they will be. I don't believe they're there yet. And I believe Baltimore's run game is really good. However, I believe our defensive line is going to be good enough to stop the run game. It's really going to come down to, can we stop Lamar Jackson? And I believe we can enough to where we can squeeze out the win here. I'm going to predict a 28-24 win for the Colts here. Great game, great primetime game. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Could be a higher scoring game. I don't know. But then we're going to go on. We're going to go to the Houston Texans. And I believe the Colts are going to win whether Deshaun Watson is in or out. I truly believe that. But how they win and how much they win by is going to depend on, is Deshaun Watson playing or not? I don't think it matters. I think the Colts get the win here. I think it's going to be a good game either way because it's a divisional matchup, and divisional matchups are always good matchups. Ty is going to get his numbers. He always gets his numbers against Houston. That's something that I personally am not worried about. But I don't believe the Texans defense is good enough to contain the Colts offense. I think we're going to be fine there. And I think our defense is going to be able to handle that offense in Houston. I believe their offense got worse. Their run game, sure, got a little better, but I don't believe it's good enough to get the win here. I'm going to go Colts win. If Deshaun Watson's playing, I'm going to say it's a 3 to 7 point win for the Colts. However, if Watson is not playing, I'm going to go 10 to 20 point win for the Colts here. That's kind of where I'm at right now with this matchup. I don't know. Maybe Houston will surprise a lot of people. I don't think they will, though. Next matchup we got is going to be the Tennessee Titans. It's Halloween. It's at Indy. I said the Colts would win last time they played the Titans in yesterday's video. But today, I think the Colts win still. However, I think the Tennessee Titans could win this game too, because it's always Colts will win at Tennessee, and then Tennessee will win in Indy. That's what it was the last 2 years. That could happen again this year. However, I believe the Colts improved enough to where they will beat Tennessee. I believe their defensive line is good enough to where you can contain Derrick Henry, not to like 50 yards or whatever, but you can contain him enough to where you can get the win, and you're going to force Ryan Tannehill to win the game. Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback. Let's not forget that, okay? I know a lot of people say Ryan Tannehill stinks. Ryan Tannehill, last year especially, has proven that, hey, he's not a bad quarterback. He just needed to be in a different situation. Tennessee happened to be that situation. So I think Ryan Tannehill's good. I don't think he's a quarterback that can get you to a Super Bowl, because at the end of the day, you can have a great run game, right? You can have Derrick Henry. However, you need the quarterback to get you to the Super Bowl. I don't think that's Ryan Tannehill yet. Maybe he can be. I don't believe he is. A.J. Brown, great receiver. He's going to be tough to handle. He's going to be tough to contain. However, with Corey Davis being gone and Sanu being gone, I believe the Colts can double team A.J. Brown and contain him a lot easier than what they were able to last year. He's a very difficult receiver, but I believe the receiving core got worse. So I believe that's going to affect A.J. Brown's performance, because now everybody's going to be focused on him and not too worried about the other guys. Not saying that they're a bad receiving core, but they did get worse, I believe. So I believe that's something. And Tennessee's defense does not scare me. I believe the Colts will run all over that defense, just like Titans fans believe Derrick Henry's going to run all over us. But their defensive line could be really good if Bud Dupree plays like he did prior to that injury. I don't know if he's going to do that or not, but I believe even with him getting, back to what he was before injury, I believe the Colts will be able to run on that defense still, and they'll be able to do it well. And then the corners, maybe Farley will be somebody that ends up being a really good corner, but outside of him, their secondary is not good. At least I don't think they're good. So I believe the Colts receivers are going to feast on that secondary. And for me, because of all these factors with our defense and our offensive line too, that's going to be another factor. I believe that's going to contain the Titans defensive line enough to where even if they were a really good defensive line, we'll be able to run on them successfully. So for me, I think with all those being said, Colts get the win. Great game. Should be a primetime game. I don't know why it's not, but hey, what can you do? Colts will get the W here. I'm going to say it's a touchdown or less. That's how the score is going to be. So I got the Colts winning here, and then they play the 49ers to cap it off. A really good team whose defense, if healthy, is among the best defenses in the NFL. But who's going to be the quarterback at this point? Is it going to be Garoppolo, or are we going to see Trey Lance be the quarterback for the 49ers? I believe Trey Lance will eventually become the quarterback, but when will he become the quarterback? That is the question of the day. This team, the 49ers, are a team that if the quarterback play is good enough, they can go to a Super Bowl. They're that good. Like, they are a really good team. This could be the best team in the NFC West. Like, it really could be. It's either them or the Rams. That's how I feel. That that division is really freaking good because you got the Seahawks in there. I mean, you got the Cardinals. I mean, it's a great, conference or a division. It really is. And this 49ers team, if they can stay healthy, could be the best in that division, which is quite scary. For me, I think it really depends on who is the quarterback. If Trey Lance is the quarterback, the Colts win. If Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback, the Colts lose. Because I believe Jimmy Garoppolo is more used to that offense. Like the chemistry is there. I believe he understands it more than what Trey Lance is going to by that point. So I believe that's going to affect it. Plus, is the defense going to stay healthy? If they stay healthy, that's going to be huge. That will be huge for them. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Trey Lance will be the quarterback by this point. This could be the first game Trey Lance is a quarterback in. It's a primetime game. Might as well throw him in there, right? Colts win. I'm going to give them the win. I'm going to say Trey Lance is going to be the quarterback at this point. I could be wrong, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to predict Trey Lance as a quarterback. The Colts are going to win this game because I don't think Trey Lance is going to be good enough to be able to beat our defense. That's what it's going to come down to. I believe that's going to be a factor. I believe Carson Wentz is going to have to win this game. This is going to be one of those games where Carson Wentz is going to have to win it. It's not going to be something where we can rely on our rush, right? Like we can just hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor and Marlon Mack and Naheem Hines and Jordan Wilkins. It's not one of those situations, right? It's going to be a Carson Wentz has to win the game with his arm, and I believe he will. I believe he will win this game with his arm. I believe he's going to play great. I'm thinking a 325-yard type of performance or even better. Colts win this game. It's going to be a 3-point win, calling it right now. So week 5 to week 8, I have the Colts going 4-0. And by week 8, I have the Colts 7-1. So thank you all for watching this. If you're new, please click that subscribe button. It would help a lot if you do so. Also, click the bell icon so you're notified when videos goes up, all that good stuff. Click the like button if you like this video, and let me know what are you predicting the record is from week 5 to week 8, as well as from week 1 to week 8. Let me know down below. I am very curious to see. Thank you once again for helping get this channel to 300 subscribers. I could not do it without you guys. You guys are amazing, and I'm so glad I have your support. So thank you all for watching. I've been Matt. Bleed Blue, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other 2 videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.